It's Podraza. I'm not making any of this up. Something wrong with our communication? Hope not. It's Pat Podraza. At least it was uneventful today. But you must know that yes, to them means gotten rid of, to here. But I am still for who is here. And I believe in that heat. I believe in Bonacci. I'm trying to remember. I do believe in how it is being run now. I am not having a problem with it. I was having a problem with it before. And I literally do not have to copy the tenants, all the tenants here on that. You don't have to. In an apartment. I knew that that's what it meant. I still do need a gentleman. And those questions I have are questions I should have answers to anyway. I hope you're still in this with me. I'm not out of it with you. I know somebody that I've dealt with was decent to me straight through the worst. And I'm never disloyal to somebody who has been. I'm not stupid that I've accepted this. This is not solved. Those Catholics, oh, I said it out loud, I let him have it. The priest who has knocked me through the ground on this straight through, since he wouldn't deal with me, and it was nuts there anyway at the Basilica and within the Catholic faith about vegan. His last name was Vegan. There's no way Irish didn't eat fish or meat anyway. They're into some other crazy stuff. I am not that, and I sure don't want that. Now, I'm going to tell you, Belfast is an interesting film. It was well worth my being there, and the kindness was due to those who were in there listening to the movie. There were no threats, there were no comments, and I didn't have to fear a thing. That was good, and I do appreciate that. Now, I'm going to tell you I can't catch all of the sound of the Irish in it. I lost some of that. But the movie, those grandparents are my parents' marriage. And that is where this is at. That gets me. Christmas does, and New Year's worse. But I'm going to tell you, pocketbook even got stuck again. I don't want to complain, I'm not one. This has demanded this kind of situation. I was reduced to less than the quality of my childhood, and I had to deal with that on a daily basis. I would have never been on subsidized housing. In subsidized, this is perfect, and I won't leave it. And I'm literally very happy with how this is being managed and handled on that subject. I do not have to emulate or socialize with some of the tenants at all. They didn't want me to, and I am not saying yes to the quality of their thinking on certain philosophies. I will always answer when spoken to. That is common courtesy. That has to be defined. And the sonar in my apartment has to go off. That is demanded. It is not for my health. And I would share that bed with a male of less money if he were ruined due to similar perspectives. You know, I can speed up the speech. I tend not to on this subject matter. You have a beautiful day, the best of your husband. To get in a shower, I will eat something and go to that movie. I don't know how long it's being played. It's a beautiful day. Get a few groceries, and I can do that. I spend all day trying to do that, arrange the money, etc. That is not fun and games on this. That is my budget, and I'm not complaining. I do want to on something else. You have a beautiful day. Your husband has an email also. I am very appreciative for your help. Thank you. This is Pat. Your phone number has been blocked on my phone. Sometimes you sound like Mary Callahan. Way back near, and the other time you didn't as. Nobody should be imitating anybody if you're confused. Nobody is supposed to be imitating somebody in my past. I'm not criticizing you, but that is what's wrong and was wrong. And that was wrong from the beginning. The only thing I allowed is a crack up by Robert Savadev. I never had a chance to speak to him. I even wondered whether that natto at the pulpit was Robert Savadev, who cracked up, got so sick of dealing with that kind of society that he went into priesthood. I have gone through horrific analysis, and having answers is paramount to a gift to me anyway. Never imitate anybody. You must be yourself at all times. Now, I didn't understand my mother's gut levels because Dad was dead. That was a hard thing to figure out and work with concerning her. We did pretty well on that. Couple of fights. But I'm going to tell you, she did very well with me straight through. Anybody gets worn out. And there weren't too many, I think 6 times at the most, that I was upset. But understandable that she should be upset. But I was upset because I was in a mess. And I knew the mess I was in the first place. The point is, I wanted to teach. I planned a whole course. And my mother said no. And it took me a while to think through why. Because she was mad at how the degree never took place. She didn't go to the degree conferring. They conferred it on the wrong name. She must have known that. She was not happy with what took place on that degree. She waited to hear about Emmanuel because he was a colonel. So maybe he'd come through. And of course the Irving Frank thing, we'd have killed each other at that point. And I'm going to tell you, I was having a hard time. Physically, she was sick. I knew I was sick, and trying not to still let her know I was sick. And the point was, I just told you something else, that is circumspect anyway. The inference is that stuff was healing my memory. Oh no, I went to collapse level due to what I was listening to. That individual was not to get credit for healing me at all. That was not a help to me at all. I had to bring it back inch by inch, doing my own process of this. The mind out there was trying to tell me some truth as to what went on in the midst of way back, such as what went on to Birkin and Peter Vanny, for one thing. That would have been a torture. You don't think I listen to them in here, they still do it. That is what I was against in here. Was that stuff said? There's some, I called her psycho abilities. I don't want to hear their thinking. They were lying most of the time anyway, and the point was, that's the issue. I'm not mad at the management. They're not saying anything. They're talking straight. The other management was a problem. I don't want to deal with them as much as possible. That was not a help to me. That did me in physically. I almost died from it. Now I'm going to tell you, I had to go through life, sit down here, and if there were silence, I'd have handled this a long time ago. You must understand, that is not good. What you're doing, were you told something else, is not good. That is what the issue is. on their psychic stuff or whatever they believe in. That is not a help. That is no good behavior. I never needed it, and I literally am good, but savvy. They, that other side, wouldn't have want the course taught because it was a giveaway as to what could go on. But you see, I'm for the good and would have taught it. I would have explained it. I would have helped those in an industry, if they ever dealt with it, to know they were being done in. I did that when I arrived here, way back, and it got a whole lot worse. Now the Yentl, he disappears. I don't know whether he cracks. I don't know whether this is good. Maybe he's smart enough to know that you can't